dishwasher.
And your inside, this is where your sheetrock, the inside, but the outside be all
Yeah, this is the living room area. Sliding glass doors.
That's up here.
That one, you know, comes the land itself. You got how many acres in?
Almost.
So what do you think? Has it changed a lot?
It's all.
We got the windows.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, that's your camper trailer.
A bike for sale.
All the wiring and the plumbing and everything else too?
No, the plumbing was that was a work of art actually.
Porch.
Start cuts and plaster.
This is a bathroom then? For walk-in?
That's the closet I want. I can't believe it's this much space. I'm kind of shocked.
This is deer stand off the upstairs.
Don't fall off,
Bring
Greg.
out my friends up. Come on. I'm off my living room, and it kind of opens up.
Yeah.
He loved that.
Took that out. Make it higher in here. Upstairs, yep. Piece came out. Walk-in closet, huge.
Yeah, it's on the corner, but it's so on the inside of the room.
That's what we'll go into in. It's my time. It is really good.
Two? What, Renee?
This is a whole nother building down.
Another bedroom down the basement.
He was only 3 feet up.
I've only seen pink insulation. This is different. Very nice. Wonderful. When can we move in, did you say that?
Another bathroom in there.
No. I'm surprised they built there.
Retaining wall.
Along the bottom. To keep the, see how the splash, at least it'll splash.
There's some neighbors. Another neighbor.
It's right down there. Down there decides that you could park a single wide mobile home in.
No kidding.
And then there was 77 yards of gravel all
For
over.
any new construction, they have to make a mound system over their septic, which is ridiculous. And almost everybody that has one in our area, they're frozen because we didn't have enough snow to cover during the winter. Not standing water, the sewer was frozen. So it's crazy. But that was made into law, you have to do that, instead of having it down deep into the ground. Down.
Yeah. I wonder who comes up with
People.
Yeah, let's see.
We
Does
can do
anybody
that.
have these?
Get out of the way here.
We're going in the trailer. That's where.
Last call for lunch.
Come on, let's do it. Arlie was so nice in the car. Driving up, he was like, he told everyone, he was like, I think that's enough,
Green. Green.
Okay, that's probably good for me if they took one.
Yeah.
Have you ever won anything?
Yeah, $22. Spent one, yeah.
Back all your investments.
got my frontage.
Yes, you got your hair on. No, you didn't pick out the carpeting, they had it in.
Yeah, they had it in, and Keisha, unfortunately, Keisha,
Wow.
Jim gave me that.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Nice.
So,
A lot of light in the kitchen, huh? Isn't that nice? Wow. Quite the corner too. Okay, we'll wait for Christmas next year or something, huh? Got that. Very nice. This is such a cheerful room here. I don't know, what do you want to do, Keisha? Does she go outside this way? Right?
it's wrapped around that clock, so I bought this in San Diego, the clock, and so,
It's so pretty, matches to this.
on the store, $10.
You really something about it.
I know. Drive-through that I've had since I was a little kid, and,
Nice.
Brett we did the back part of the keys.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
then, I was showing them your crackle dog, and
How
I
far they is, but that looks good.
haven't vacuumed in the dog.
It wasn't an ant, and then the sink was in the wood.
You saw I had their, oh, Greg.
That's what it says in rings.
It's strange, because June 24th was their anniversary. It wasn't August.
August, is it the sixth?
They're a bear to rake up. And they don't decompose that easy.
And trim leaves.
When your flower pot, I know, tubs. Ready?
Well, it's the only purple thing I had, so I'm gonna get it.
Upper balcony at Renee's.
Two decks and one balcony. I miss a balcony, maybe.
You missed a couple. Well, porch. And then this whole room, I walked in here and I'm like, I can't stand it. So I primered that and I painted, I left it. So I primered,
You need a battery for the clock.
yeah, they left that clock too. They left all kinds of stuff. Would not believe the stuff they left.
Yeah.
But this was my chandelier in the kitchen. This is what was in the kitchen when I,
Mediterranean style or something.
yeah.
Heavy style.
And so I told Jim I was going to give it to him for his house. I'm going to get the,
She could have recovered them.
this is a junkyard. I mean, this is just a catch-all with all my old
You're lucky to have so
furniture.
many rooms for junk.
Yeah, but I got
And
to
it's not junk. It's not.
old-fashioned
Oh,
1970s
okay.
grid.
And you,
And I've had it with me all these years, and I couldn't stand the color. But Brett
sanded it
sanded it
down.
down.
Great.
Stripped it.
Oh, that's a big heavy oak one, huh? Nice.
I don't think
And then upstairs will be the contemporary Polynesian
Oh,
ocean
yeah.
with palm tree looking.
Oh, okay. And there's one that you made. Did Jean have darker hair when she had it?
I was rubbing forward. Jim bought that. My aunt, I guess, took. My mortgage payment. No, for the.
Was it light on in the middle section?
and patched the tires so she could use it. And then she put all those rocks in it, had it filled, and the tires go flat on it again.
This from out of this. Put it here. And it was such a mile later that we took her. And then we about all the
She could get her own prairie dog town there in that hump.
Huh?
Smoked beef stick.
Renee?
Is this the end of the tour?
Family picnic. It's filled with a lot of stuff. So Dad got this wrapped around. Yeah, Dad did all the windows, and then like some of these blinds. I don't know, I think these were out of Mom's house, and then that big thing was in my.
National Geographic.
Yeah. Tons of- Oh, there's just something. I hope you're not
I don't remember.
My mom and I did the
It's enjoyment and laid back relaxation at your pleasure. That's what it's all about.
That's what she always
Yeah.
said to me.
Just like a house does not make a home.
Yeah. The toast to my. This old stove right here.
Oh, there.
Yeah. You can put hot water on the top and probably this.
Oh, that's good. Oh, into the wall, yeah. Okay. And you're.
Mom and I planted willows.
Creek still has ice on it here. We have a picture of you and Todd down there by the creek.
Dragon tail? Oh, near tail? Oh, let's see. Duck.
Yeah, look at the ducks going down. Going down. What is that? They don't even have a swim. They're just going along with the creek.
This is our other road.
There's a duck down there.
Okay.
See the ducks?
Horseshoe pit. Cactus garden. Oregon, Marvin Holland's place. Back to the driveway.
Many times over this incident, so it's time to set the record straight. Here are the facts. Paul Criley had wounded the deer with a .300 Magnum and was getting away, so there was nothing to lose. I laid down prone with my Smith & Wesson 6.5-inch 44 Magnum and got in the game. Paul spotted through the scope of his rifle and saw the shot hit low. Holding up all of the front sight and part of the ram, I attempted a second shot, and from the way the deer reacted, I figured it must have hit an antler. At the next shot, the deer disappeared over the ridge. Paul took off running and got on him, and hit him again with the .300. We found my shot at 600 yards had gone in behind the right jaw and came out the top of his nose. We then found another .44 bullet had gone through the lungs. Normally, I would never take such long-range shots at an animal. However, this one was wounded and getting away. I wrote it up, and I've been called a liar ever since. But 2 of my 4 shots hit that deer, and Paul Criley is my witness. In the fall of 1911, my folks decided to move from Helena west to see how we liked that part of the country. We rented 2 rooms in a rooming house in Missoula, with my brother Silas and I on the 3rd floor. During the night, the owner torched the place for insurance. And that was in October, and I was burned so badly I could not sit up to eat Christmas dinner. My chin was welded down to my right shoulder. My left hand was a claw turned upside down on the back of my left wrist. I had deep burns on both legs, my right arm and my right shoulder, the right side of my face and my left hand. The doctor said I was going to die. However, Mother would have nothing to do with that and tended to my wounds every day. I could not live with that claw of a left hand. So my father broke my fingers, straightened out my hand, and laced it to a board. Mother tended to it, and Father purchased a dozen left-hand buckskin gloves, which Mother would fill with melted deer tallow, and I would wear until it was caked with dried blood and dirt. I eventually gained full use of my left hand and was able to do 2-gun demonstrations with 6 guns. During my early ranching years, I experimented with every type of gun I could get my hands on, 6 guns as well as rifles. My first good 6-gun was a Colt 1851 .36 caliber Navy, and the second a 7.5-inch Colt single-action .32-20. I had the local saddle maker make me a belt and holster for that Colt. I kept a record for 3 years and killed 41, 43, and 42 blue grouse with that 6-gun alone in the 3 seasons. Now, after killing 3 deer and 2 elk with a .32-20, I found that it was too small for my purpose. Before I started punching cows in earnest and fighting broncs, I got hold of a good .45 caliber 5.5-inch Colt single action. That gun, with 40 grains of black powder Remington loads and 250 grains of lead, did the business. It would go into an old cow's skull and back into her neck and would stop anything. In 1927, I was offered $5 a day to gather all the supplies and cook for a hunt party going into Canada for 2 months. That was very big money. I went down to Pendleton, crossed the Snake River, and up to Kingsgate where we entered Canada. For some reason or other, there were 3 Mounties, and they were going through all the menfolks for weapons. Had them lined up, slapped them under the arms and on the hips for guns, and I didn't know why. And I had a fully loaded 44 Special Colt single action under my belt in front, with the loading gate out, and my shirt tail over, of course. When I saw them searching everybody, thank God I had my pants inside my boot tops. I wiped the loading gate shut, sucked in my tummy, and let the gun go down in my boot. They didn't search my boots, and I got on the train all right to Edmonton. I got a pretty good scratch on my shin, though, from that gun when I was climbing the steps on the train. Harold Croft wrote me from Philadelphia and said the people back there in their gun club didn't believe any long-range shooting with 6 guns and would like to verify it. So I invited him to come out and stay a month with Mom and I at the little ranch we had there in Durkee, Oregon, and see for himself. We set up a 4-foot square target and 700 yards. He said you couldn't hit that with a howitzer, let alone a 6-gun. So I threw my saddle out there in the shade under one of the old poplars, laid down on my back with my saddle for a headrest, and held the gun between my knees. I hit the target before the gun was empty with every gun, except the 2-inch 45 Colt slip gun that he had. That one required 11 shots, and I was aiming at sagebrush on top of the mountain behind it and way off to the left when I finally locked one through the target. With some of the 4 3/4, 5.5, and 7.5 inch guns, I got 3 to 4 hits, and with one 6-gun, I got 5 hits after I'd shot a while. Now that convinced old Harold. For 30 years, I had been asking gun companies to bring out my heavy 44 special load. However, they were afraid of older guns. And I then told them, make the case 1/10 inch longer and call it a 44 special Magnum. I spent time discussing the project with both the folks at Smith & Wesson and Remington. I went home doubting that it'd ever be produced. That was in late 1953. First I knew the project was underway was when Harold Olson phoned me in January 1956. He said, Elmer, your 44 Magnum dream has come true. The first one produced is largely a two-room job and has already been shipped to you. And the second gun produced will be sent to General Hatcher. He also said Remington will be sending you a supply of ammunition in a short time for the purpose of testing. Now, both gun and load proved to be all I had dreamed. The 6.5 inch barrel 6-gun was a masterpiece, both as to accuracy and careful fitting and sighting. In fact, I consider it the finest product of the great Smith & Wesson factory. I advise every shooter to become a member of the National Rifle Association of America. This is the #1 organization in the world actively fighting for our heritage, the right to keep and bear arms, the free, untrammeled, and patriotic possession of firearms for ourselves and posterity. Firearms helped materially to settle this country. May they help keep it a nation of free men and women. Only the National Rifle Association carries the fight in the halls of Congress for safe and sane gun laws, and it well merits support from everyone who burns powder in this country today. Only by its support and perpetuation can the shooters of America hope to continue